Alright, it is Friday once again, which means that there's another Free Draw Friday. And I took 2 suggestions this week. So first, we're going to start with Hasnain's suggestion, who wanted to see a dinosaur. And I believe he wanted to see a T-Rex. So I'm going to go ahead and do my best to draw Hasnain's dinosaur. And I am looking at a picture. Right now. Maybe I'll just try to draw the shape. So I'm not going to press down hard with my pencil yet, because I might mess up and need to erase. So I'm pressing really light. It looks kind of scribble-scrabbly. I think it's been a while since I drew a dinosaur. So I might be kind of rusty. And I wonder if Nathan's going to be watching this video, because he always does dinosaurs for Free Draw Friday. We need him to come and help do this dinosaur. And I went ahead and I think made a mistake on this dinosaur's foot, so I'm going to erase that. Yeah. It goes back. Maybe it wasn't that bad. So he has one foot there, and his other foot is kind of, looks like he's doing like a running pose. So I'm gonna make the other foot behind. And his tail's kind of curving. We'll come back to the tail. I think the part we should work on is the head, because that's gonna be the hardest part. Hasnain, you can tell me if I get the head right, okay? I'm sure since you asked about a dinosaur, you probably know a little bit about them. You can tell me how close I get to the real thing. It's lots of smooth lines, like round lines, kind of like on an oval or circle. That's one thing I'm noticing. Obviously the teeth aren't smooth, but I'll come back to those. He's got a really small eye, actually, for how big his head is. So I want to be careful. I think his eyes, yeah, right around there. And then his nose. Maybe I'll go ahead and put the teeth in now. Maybe I should save the teeth to last, since that's kind of like the exciting part. Well, we'll go ahead and put them in. And in this picture, I can kind of see his tongue is out a little bit, so I'll go ahead and draw that too. Now move on to his neck. Back too, it's very round. Let it go down. Like I said, it's very round. I'm gonna keep trying to show that. It goes up. Maybe I shouldn't have made that line so dark. I don't know if that's right. I kind of made it too dark to erase. That's why your art teachers are always telling you don't press down too hard with your pencil, because, you know, if it's possible for an art teacher to make a mistake, press down too hard with their pencil and then not be able to erase it, it could probably happen to anybody. Okay. I'll move the paper up so you guys can see what I'm doing. So you know what, I don't think the head is going to be the hardest part. I think these feet are going to be the hardest part. Let's try to count how many toes he has. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead, put in his toes. Okay, then this foot is coming back. Okay. I don't know. Something doesn't look right. The toes look okay. I think this line needs to curve a little bit more. Okay, let's finish off his tail. It's bending in the picture I'm looking at, so it's like doing this. And his little arms. They're not very big. Okay, one. And you can have another one right here. a little meaner. Maybe add a couple more teeth. Alright. So that is T-Rex. So Hasnain and all the other dinosaur experts in 3rd grade can tell me if I got close to the real T-Rex or if mine's not accurate. Alright, and now CT asked for a butterfly, so we're going to try to draw a butterfly. I actually think the butterfly is going to be harder because a butterfly has something called symmetry. So it has 2 wings, right? And the left side and the right side are the same. And when you're drawing, it can be really hard to make something where both sides have to look exactly the same. That's really, really hard. Now I could cheat, and I could do like the butterfly on its side or something, but I think you guys want to see me try to do symmetry. Even though that's challenging, I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm going to try doing a butterfly, kind of just in this position where you can see both wings symmetrically. So I'll pick a butterfly. Alright. That looks pretty cool. I'll do this one. Alright. So, the trick to doing symmetrical things, to try not to draw one side all at once and then go to the other side. The trick with doing symmetry, I think, is to try and draw both sides at the same time. So a little bit of the left side, a little bit of the right side, and that way you can check as you're going if you're being symmetrical. So first I'm drawing the butterfly's body in the middle. It's not really big. It doesn't really have anything. I think it's got, you know, like eyes right here. I think I see eyes. Okay, and it's got some antennas. So we'll draw those in. We'll color the eyes in black. Okay. Do a little. You can see a little bit of detail in here actually. The body has like a little bit of a pattern on it. I don't want to spend too much time on the body because I think the wings are going to be enough of a challenge for me. So, the first wing goes up to there. And now I have to make a copy of that line. That's the hard part. Now, if I just started drawing this wing out and finished the whole thing and came over here, probably be even harder. So if I do a little bit on this side, I'm going to try and force myself to come back and do a little bit on this side. I already feel like it's not symmetrical, but that's okay. It's free draw. This is just for practice. I think I'm going to make this line a little bit rounder. Okay. Then I gotta come back over here and try to be symmetrical. So everybody has things they're good at drawing, but everybody has things they're bad at drawing. I think the thing that I'm probably worst at drawing are things that are supposed to be symmetrical. So I was actually doing a project for my middle schoolers, and we were looking at faces. Obviously a face, if you're looking at it straight on, is symmetrical. And I was actually really, I had to erase it like 10 times probably because it wasn't symmetrical. So that was really frustrating. So everybody has things that are more difficult for them to draw. Even your art teacher. For some reason I find it really hard. to keep things symmetrical. It's got a pattern on its wings. There's kind of this shape, and then at the tips, it gets kind of like zigzag and pointy. Oh man, that's so not symmetrical. Look how much bigger this wing is than this wing. Okay, well, this butterfly, I was gonna say this butterfly is just gonna have to be not symmetrical, but then kind of feel bad for him or her. So I'm gonna come and make this wing a little bit bigger to try and match. Symmetry is can be very frustrating. Okay, does look a little bit better. And then from these zigzags, it's got kind of like lines, like sections going on the bottom here. Alright, so let's go to the bottom section of the wing. Okay. I can see it curves, it's very round, but then it gets like bumpy at the edges. Maybe someone who's good at science or knows a lot about bugs will be able to tell what kind of butterfly this is. Picture I'm looking at does not have any name on it, so I don't know what kind of butterfly this is. Then it has a really long round part like that. Come back to this side. Okay, so go to about there. I think those are called a tail, like when butterflies have those. Alright, and then it goes up. There's one little messed up there. Okay, let's fix that. There's a bump. And then it goes back up. I want to make these wings a little bit bigger. Alright, so I think this part of the wing is too small, but I want you guys to notice the way that I'm going to fix it. I didn't erase first the part that I think I messed up. First, I'm drawing in the way I think it should go. Then I'll go back and erase the old one. But a lot of times I see students erase everything and start over, and it's really hard for them to tell what they need to change. So sometimes it's not a very good idea to erase until you've actually changed the part that you think is wrong, and then you can go back and erase, which is the reverse of what we usually do, but it's actually for drawing, that's a better way to do it. Because you can see your mistake as you're drawing. You can see what you're trying to fix. And I think for me it's a little bit easier to fix it that way, instead of just trying to start from scratch, erase everything, not have anything to look at. Okay, he kind of has these like wiggly patterns on his wings. So I'm going to draw those in. It's round there. It goes in. Goes down. Alright, and then inside here, there's got a those straight lines. Here's too big, so it's not symmetrical. If you wanted to torture your art teacher, then every week you would only ask him to draw things that are symmetrical. Faces and butterflies and things that are really symmetrical. That would be really mean. Alright, so I'm going to color in the parts that are black. If you had some kind of markers or something, or like a crayon, something better than a pencil, you could do that. I'm going to use a pencil because it's what I have here. I'm comfortable shading with a pencil. But you could definitely use some other material to do this part. If you had a Sharpie, like one of the thick Sharpies, you could do that. Or you could just do what I'm doing with your pencil. This is black too. You guys can't see the picture I'm looking at, but this part is like bright blue, and then around the edges is black. So that's what I'm trying to do. A great thing to do would be if you had watercolors. This would like be the perfect drawing to do some watercolor on. Like do this black part in Sharpie and then put watercolors here. I think I might even have some watercolors, but I have to go looking through all the junk that I have put in a closet and not organized for a very long time. That would be a good thing for me to do during the lockdown. I wonder if I have any of my brushes here. That would be cool if on the next Free Draw Friday we changed up the materials. But I guess it depends on what people ask, because some people might ask for things that are kind of hard to do with watercolors. But it might be more exciting if we tried a different material on the next Free Draw Friday. So I'll think about that. I'll look at what I have. I know you guys might not have all the same materials that we would have if we were in the art room at your house, because your house is not an art room. But you might have, some of you guys might have different kinds of paints. Some of you might even have the watercolor pencils, actually. So if you have those, you know you just can, well, you need to find some kind of brush to add water with, but those are like little watercolors in a pencil form. So if anybody has those, it's like having paint at your house. And let me take one last look at this butterfly to make sure I'm not missing any parts. Okay, it's like these lines here are a little bit thicker, so now's a good time to put that in. I guess the cool thing about doing like a butterfly or a bug or something is you guys could kind of make up the design inside the butterfly to be whatever you wanted, right? So you have done a project now about making up your own patterns, and I guess we could have drawn butterflies for that project, because as I'm looking at this butterfly, it's got kind of an interesting combination of geometric and organic patterns. So you guys would be able to do that pretty well since you did both. You've got some experience with both. And you've definitely got some experience making patterns, because I made you cut the background up of your skull drawing into so many pieces and fill them all up with a different pattern. And you're like experts at patterns because you had to come up with so many. So maybe if you guys decide to do for Free Draw Friday, if you decide to draw a butterfly with me, maybe don't do the same pattern, make up your own. See if you've still got all that pattern making skill from the last project. Alright, and that's my butterfly. So that was for CT. Our dinosaur was for Hasnain. And you don't have to draw a butterfly or a dinosaur. You can draw whatever you want. You don't have to draw this butterfly. As I was looking on Google Image, there's actually a lot of cool butterflies. Now I kind of feel like painting a butterfly. So you could just look around and do something totally different than me, or you could try to follow along and show me how you did. So I hope you guys have a good Friday. I hope you have a good weekend. I hope everybody's safe. And again, if you have suggestions for next week's Free Draw Friday, leave them on Google Classroom, and we'll see if I do a good job.